Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be your host for the evening, The Sound, and I am excited to bring a Nexus Division matchup. Tonight we're going to be watching Can't Connect Stuns take on Durotan's Couch in a best-of-3 series. We've got both teams coming back into the Nexus Division this season, and this is their 4th meeting lifetime, with the most recent going to CCS last season, but lifetime it is 2-1 in favor of Durotan's. We can also take a look at the standings real quick just to see where our teams are in the division currently. It's early yet, so there's still a lot of ground to make up, but right now we've got CCS and Durotan's in 5th and 6th respectively. So we'll head right over to our battleground selection to see where we're headed and where we aren't. We had bans on Braxis and Garden of Terror for Can't Connect Stuns, with Durotan's Couch banning Tomb and Volskaya. So we are headed to Dragonshire for Game 1 of the series. Thank you all for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have everyone come out and support our little stream for this excellent amateur league. We should be getting started here shortly. Perhaps not, as we've lost a player. So it's a loose 9:30 start. Definitely a loose 9:30 start to this series. So hopefully we'll get our 5th member back shortly. In the meantime, we can talk a little bit more about our teams. Can't Connect Stuns, this is their 11th season together, forming all the way back in Season 10. And for those 11 seasons, they've had a pretty stable roster core of Slickrub, Brainer, and the Mainski. I think Brainer may have subbed out here and there, but it's been pretty stable, basically the same roster since Season 16. On the other side, Durotan's Couch, I believe they're one of the original Season 1 NGS teams, so this is their 21st season in NGS. And they have had somewhat of a revolving door of players, people subbing in and out throughout the seasons. Sailor Twift in particular joining and swapping, I think, 5 different times. But they're back again for this season, and though they started in lowly Div C, Durotans have been popping between the Nexus Division and Heroic Division since about Season 16. So it's a great set of teams. They've got a storied history behind both of them, and a fair bit of history against one another, facing off in the last 2 seasons, 19 and 20. And it looks like we have our first draft, so let's get into it for game number 1. Can't Connect Stuns opted for first pick in this series. The Nexus Division is a double round robin division, so the home team automatically gets to choose between first pick and map pick. Durotan's Couch has a fair bit of tracer play in the form of Yonners. Yonners, historically at least, has been a pretty strong tracer player. We have yet to see them pick it this season, as we see the Chromie ban come out for Durotan's Couch. Chromie, always a solid pick for Dragonshire, given her ability to hold vision of the triangle bush with her time traps, as well as have relatively safe wave clear. Sir Noble in chat mentioning that he's there too. Sir Noble is one of the 2 members that have joined and left Durotan's couch the most. Both Noble and Sailor Twift at about 5 times each, respectively, with Hogger and Falstad banned out. The Falstad ban, not too surprising given the current balance of the game. Falstad's in a really strong spot, given the most recent patch, and you can check the patch notes if you have not kept up with them by using !patch in chat as we first pick the Lucio. And if I'm remembering correctly, a favorite of Slick Rub's. We'll see how Durotan's wants to respond here, opting for one of the new Mythic Quest heroes, Sylvanas. Not to say that the hero is new, but the Mythic Quests certainly are, and the relatively stalwart frontline of Johanna. Okay. That's no real surprise. Deathwing getting a fair bit of love in the most recent patch. And there's the Hanzo. Hanzo filling a similar vision control role as the Chromie that we saw banned away. So we'll see, with CCS still needing a tank, we might see a ban on that role here. Deathwing may be the offlaner, but more frequently seen in the core 4. There's the Anubarak ban. Okay, makes sense. And I would expect to see another offlane ban here, given that Durotan's... I suppose they could opt for a healer ban instead. If so, perhaps a Malfurion ban. They're going to go for the Mephisto instead. Interesting. Definitely a target ban there. Not one that I had on my bingo card. So we'll see how Durotan's wants to round out their draft. They could leave their offlaner to the last pick here, giving counter pick opportunity and a potential guaranteed winning lane. There's Tychus and Rhaegar. Tychus bringing a fair bit of percent damage to bear on Deathwing, so the aspect of death will have to respect this Terran's minigun. Can't connect stuns. Finishing off here, they need one more frontliner, and they've got a flex pick available to them. Maiev and Thrall. Alright, so a non-standard tankless draft for CCS. We'll see how Durotan's wants to finish things off here. If it were me, I'd probably pick Blaze, because Blaze is always the answer, but Durotan's could go for something a little more funky, and so they will. Diva it is. Alright, so let's get to our hero list while our teams get through the swap phase and load in, and we can think a little bit more about these drafts. CCS opting for triple front line but no tank, planning on having the most recent Deathwing buffs kind of carry them to victory, where Durotan's couch have a far more standard 2-ranged, 2-frontline composition. Tychus is a solid answer to the Deathwing, but I fear that the engage potential between Hanzo, Maiev, and Thrall will prove to be a bit too potent for Durotans to deal with. Rhaegar has but one cleanse. It's always going to come down to execution, so let's get into the game and see how our teams fare against one another. And we can introduce them here on the left in blue. We've got Can't Connect stuns. Eric playing Maiev, Shredded Wind on Thrall. Those are characters on Deathwing, Slick Rub on Lucio, and Ghost Dunk playing Hanzo. To the right in red, we've got Durotan's Couch. Wildcard on Johanna, Fade on Sylvanas, Idioms playing Tychus, Sailor Twift on Diva, and Yanners playing Rhaegar. Let's check out our level 1 talents. We've got Echo of the Elements at level 1, one of the new quests to receive the Mythic treatment. Looking for 40 stacks before you get that second charge of Chain Lightning. A lot of HP traded back and forth, but in the end, it's going to be Durotan's Couch who will get the first clear on midwave. Checking in on top lane, Sailor Twift has a fair bit more wave clear than Shredded Wind on Thrall, so I expect to see a lot of rotational pressure from the Diva. We can see Durotan's Couch immediately headed to the bot Bruiser camp, given that they know that their Diva was a little bit closer. Of course, it's given CCS a relatively free clear on their Siege Giants. Other level 1 talents worth noting, we do have Stormcaller for Yanners at level 1, already up to 29 stacks there on the Lightning Shield. Ghost Dunk has made it to 5 stacks of Redemption, and Eric gets at least one reset. Deathwing almost falling there, down to a single armor plate. And all of the fort front wall in bot lane goes down. So Durotan's Couch definitely very happy with the push they were able to secure off of that early rotation to the Bruiser camp. Fade and Idioms are in position, so they're going to cap the first Dragon Knight as level 4s hit for both of our teams. We've got Deathwing landing, trying to threaten Fade here. Yanners is in range, and I don't believe has Purge back up just yet. They'll chase Shredded Wind off while the Dragon Knight continues to shell away on the mid-fort wall. A lot of structure XP in favor. Oh, Idioms caught in a rough spot. Yanners does have the Purge available again. About a half-level lead now in favor of Durotans, thanks to that early structure experience. Fade takes the short jump with their Shade is Maev's. I don't remember Sylvanas's. Alas. So 2 fort front walls down, a little bit of damage on the mid fort as well. Thrall up to 21 stacks on Echo at level 1, but 0 stacks on Frostwolf Pack thus far. We've got a Incinerate build for the Deathwing. Melee Deathwing far stronger in this current patch than they have been historically. And we've also got Maiev, Eric opting for pin down at level 4. That is a very potent damage boost if and when that quest gets completed. Another fort front wall taking heavy pressure. Looks like Sailor will pressure Deathwing off of the Bruiser camp with the self-destruct. And after the fort front wall goes down, I expect Durotans will start to back up. Fade gets away with a Hunting Wave. And so Durotans maintain their experience lead. Idiom's a little low here, trying to threaten Shredded off of this mid-wave. We saw redemption complete for Hanzo. And once again, the heavy commitment to top lane from Can't Connect Stuns gives Durotans another opportunity to sneak a bot lane mercenary camp. So the bot lane pressure continues to mount for Durotans. Both shrines are available for contest here. We've got D.Va stuck dealing with the Bruiser camp. No one from CCS has dealt with the Siege camp. Fade, do they have the Haunting Wave available? It looks like they do, but they're not going to get out. First Blood goes over to CCS. A rather slow game on the kill front, and there you have it. A really easy grab on the first fort of the game. Durotan's Couch stealing away that Siege camp, secured that first structure. Deathwing down to 2 armor plates and almost out of HP is going to fly back up. Shredded Wind trades very favorably into Sailor Twift in this lane, especially with Ancestral Wrath at level 7, that percent damage chunk doing a fair bit to bully D.Va out of lane. We've got heroics on both sides, so we'll see if either team wants to pull the trigger on a more serious engagement. D.Va rotating down to the mid lane while the rest of CCS has to contend with all of his bot lane pressure. We've got Bunny Hop for D.Va. Also Ancestral Healing. Wildcard looks for the Blessed Shield, lands it. But a great cleanse from Slick Rub. Deathwing in the middle of 5 here. Sailor Twift sets the Bunny Hop going, but Eric has the Shade of Vengeance to escape. But even so, it's a very potent push here. There's the Dragon's Arrow. Fade gets away from the Maiev, but a great Sundering on the side from Shredded Wind will secure the first takedown of the fight. Deathwing wants to keep chasing. They don't have Bellowing Roar, so there's no CC for them to secure, but even so, they've got Lucio, so they'll be able to chase down 2 more takedowns on the top side. Idians will get Deathwing shoved off the point for a moment. They're trading well into all 3, but they're going to have to back up there. In mid lane, Thrall is in position, but I think Sailor Twift on top got on point just in time. So 4 takedowns unanswered in favor of CCS means that Durotans has a little bit of ground to make up on the experience front. Eric in onto Fade once again, and Fade will fall. A great Blessed Shield from Wildcard means that Eric trades out. Wildcard is going to be silenced out of this. They're going to take a fair bit of damage from Deathwing. But in the end, they will live to tell the tale. Sailor Twift in pilot form, maybe looking to chase onto Shredded. Shredded has their second charge of Echo, up to 48 stacks. And so CCS will get their own Siege camp out. 13s on both sides here. Eric on Maiev continuing with the Fan of Knives build, opting for Bladed Armor at level 13. We've also got Fleet of Foot for Hanzo, so Ghost Dunk going to be a little bit harder to get a hold of. Eric gets pin down done. That's big. Wildcard in a lot of trouble here. Eric just away on the side. A great Dragon's Arrow from Ghost Dunk finds Fade, but the Ancestral is timely. Fade looks for the takedown, but they're able to escape with the Haunting Wave. Wildcard in deep. They don't have the trait available. Looks like Durotans are going to be able to escape. Slick Rub chased down by Sailor Twift. Overwatch on Overwatch violence. And so there you have it. Another Dragon Knight for Durotan's Couch. First 2 takedowns for them, or second, rather, takedown for them. Deathwing lands again. They only got one of their armor plates back, so they're going to take a fair bit of damage there. They managed to hold on to the 20 armor thus far. A little bit of indecision on where the Dragonite is going to head, feigning towards top lane before headed down to bot, and Eric continues to get resets on Phantom Knives. Fade caught in the Void Prison isn't what it's called. Looks like Yanners is going to be able to get Fade out of trouble. Idiom's very low here, still 30 seconds out before the next Ancestral, and Fade goes deep behind the keep and will fall to Deathwing. A great Dragon's Arrow from Ghost Dunk once again, but Idiom's still able to escape. The trait from Wildcard gets a little bit of... Oh, so close. Oh, they're all so low. Oh no, and now Durotan's is going to get chased down. Can't connect stuns, doing such a good job. Playing on that razor's edge, and that will do it. Slick Rub, can they chase down the final takedown? They will not. Even so, a successful siege for the side of Durotan's couch. They're able to get most of bot keep after getting all of mid fort. So not a bad trade in the end. They will trail in the experience department thanks to the relative dearth of takedowns they've managed to secure. But they are near. Fade has already used the Haunting Wave, but they've got Windrunner at 13. There's another containment disc. Wildcard threatening a bit. Doesn't pull the trigger on Blessed Shield just yet. And we've evened out in the talent tier department. Up to 72 stacks on Echo of the Elements. The Pinnacle quest completes at that magic 100 mark, after which point we will see so much Chain Lightning bouncing around, like you'd never even believe. Containment disc is down. Sailor Twift coming in. That's a big Dragon's Arrow once again. Blessed Shield finds 3. Wildcard falling low here. Ancestral will land. Can they pressure the Deathwing at all? It looks like Deathwing will get out just fine. They've got Cataclysm though, and they're going to take that opportunity to get in. They've got Body Blacks onto Wildcard here. Johanna is caught in a tough position, but it looks like they're going to trade for the Deathwing. Diva, Containment Disc in the back. They're still going with Bunny Hop, however, so they won't suffer the silence. Idiom's falling low and caught by the Umbral Bind. Yanners pulled back in as well. One more attack onto the Tychus will seal the deal. Slick Rub chases down Sylvanas. Sailor Twift in the top lane will fall to Ghost Dunk and Eric. So it's a full 5-hero team wipe in favor of Can't Connect Stuns with both altars up. Eric and Slick Rub in mid available for the channel to secure their first objective of the game. Bombastic team fights from CCS. It's definitely coming in clutch here in the late game. They're going to be able to get a lot done with this objective, and all the while Shredded Wind has the opportunity to support the siege camp in bot lane. So potential double structure play here for Can't Connect Stuns. And they've secured a heavy experience lead for themselves now. About a level and a half, to be more precise. Idioms will be able to chew through a lot of the HP of the Dragon Knight, but DK won't be susceptible to the slow from their level 13 armor-piercing rounds. Or is it Spray and Pray? Spray and Pray at 13. Armor-piercing rounds at 16. Durotan's couch now in the unenviable position of finding that missing level before Can't Connect Stuns have free reign on the battleground thanks to the storm talents that we'll see here in just a moment. And there you have it. Mixing Fire for Lucio. Shadow Strikes for Eric. Bullseye for Hanzo. Destroyer's Rampage. All right. And Worldbreaker for Shredded Wind on Thrall. Very interesting. So opting to go for the short cooldown on Sundering, as well as permanent terrain generation. I mean, not permanent, but is there any way to see the Sylve Mythic progress? That's the only way to see it, unfortunately, in this current Observer UI. I'm unfortunately seriously considering swapping off of this UI, which I have loved so much, because it is impossible to check Sylve's progress without hitting tab, but she has hit the 250 mark, just a little bit north of 250, so pretty far away from that 400. Excellent use of the self-destruct from D.Va will clear out that double camp push in bot lane, and Durotan's Couch have secured Storm Talents of their own. We've got Bolt of the Storm for Sylvanas, Commandeer Odin, Stop and Pop for D.Va, Farseer's Blessing, and Radiating Faith, aka Big Blessed. Big Blessed, an excellent choice into Lucio, given that the stun duration is equal across the entire team. Yanners will tank most of those keep shots with their totem, and so that'll be first keep of the game in favor of Durotan's. And now they might get caught out here if CCS make the rotation. CCS are going to be able to chase them down far better thanks to the Lucio. Speed. Here comes the Deathwing landing. Dragon's Arrow hits 2. There's the Sundering to follow up. Sailor Twift has damage reduction on most of them. Farseer's Blessing lands. Idiom's connected. Eric falling very low. Ghost Dunk as well. Ghost Dunk and Eric both fall. Fade is going to fall as well, but Slick Rub gets taken out. Shredded Wind escaping out of the top side, but Deathwing will fall. So a 4-hero wipe. Durotan's lose Sylvanas, but they're able to keep the rest up. An excellent Ancestral from Yanners, making a big difference there. Shredded Wind does have their Pinnacle, so they're going to be able to put a lot of damage out here. Sailor Twift knocked out of the mech. Of course, Sailor will do better core damage on the pilot mode D.Va. Wildcard falling low here. There's another stun. Yanners has the heal. Shredded Wind trying their best to fight off Durotan's, but they will not be deterred. And so there you have it. Game 1 in the books in favor of Durotan's Couch. GG and well played to our red team. Back and forth. A real nail-biter for sure. It could have gone either way. CCS, with the non-standard composition, showed how potent their team fighting was, but unfortunately they weren't able to clutch it out in that all-important ultimate team fight. Some excellent play from Yanners and Wildcard both to keep their DPS alive just a little bit longer. So the kill count, once again, heavily favoring can't connect stuns, but in the end, it's when they happened that mattered most. 4 of Durotan's Couch's 8 takedowns happening in that final team fight. So well played to both sides. We saw how strong Deathwing is, of course. We did not see the Deathwing Pinnacle. I don't think it's ever going to happen, dear viewers of ours. It's just 2,000 stacks. It's just too many stacks. Which I guess is the point of a Pinnacle, is that you're not supposed to get it. Especially Deathwing's Pinnacle. I don't know if you all have seen the clips that people have been floating around of what Deathwing does to buildings after the Pinnacle is hit, but it's silly amounts of damage. So definitely one that I think is healthier for the game if it goes uncompleted most of the time. If you've tuned in somewhere in the middle of Game 1, welcome, happy to have you. We're taking a look at the Nexus division tonight with Can't Connect Stuns taking on Durotan's Couch. Once again, this is their 4th meeting lifetime across 4 different seasons. They faced each other in the last 2 seasons, and then once again, way back in Season 16. Lifetime, Durotan's Couch have the edge over CCS, but the most recent win in that 3-series history went in favor of CCS. Another fun little tidbit is that every series that these teams have played has always been a domination. So if we were to keep that trend going, we are 1 map away from Durotan's Couch claiming the 3rd of 4 series against CCS Lifetime. I, of course, am rooting for a CCS comeback in Game 2 so that we can get a full 3-game series, but you never know how it's gonna go. Let me see. Oh, right, I haven't even updated the scoreboard. In favor of Durotan's Couch. And we've got our next battleground as well. So we're headed to Infernal Shrines, as chosen once again by Durotans. A very different battleground in terms of rotations. We could once again see a very similar draft from CCS, however. Thrall, not bad. A heavy frontline composition, definitely strong on the Infernal Shrines objective. The ability to kind of posture aggressively and claim those shrine minions, monsters technically, is a big boon. So I wouldn't be surprised to see CCS go for a very similar look. Durotan's Couch had another composition in Game 1 that would work plenty well on Shrines. I'd love to see Fade on something perhaps with a little less mobility. We saw a lot of aggressive haunting waves in Game 1, and a lot of them were to Sylvanas' demise. So I'm not sure if it's in their best interest to have Sylvanas available. So let's get into the draft for Game 2. Last game we saw Tracer and Hogger bans in the first round for CCS. We'll see if they keep those the same. Hogger, another strong hero for the Shrine, so they'll keep that ban. Durotan's last time sticking with Chromie and Falstad as their bans. Chromie not bad on Infernal Shrines, not one of the prime heroes that I think of, but if there is a Chromie 1 trick, that is always a solid target ban. We'll see if the Tracer remains the choice for CCS. Opting for Vala instead. Alright, sounds good. Do we keep both the same? I wonder. But it seems like we will not. Prove me wrong. Go ahead. So Chromie and Falstad. Song remains the same. And there's the first pick, Sylvanas. Changing things up. Lucio no longer their priority. Alright, so we're trading heroes on both sides, with Fade picking up the Maiev. Maiev, not a bad pairing with Johanna, given that she augments the relatively lackluster engage that the Crusader brings pre-level 10. We'll see how CCS want to respond here. A very early Mal'Ganis pick. But I'm excited to see how it works out, paired once again with Slick Rub's Lucio. Other offlaners that I think of when I think of Infernal Shrines, Leoric is a classic, of course, decent into the Johanna. So we could see that ban here. Sonya is always a favorite. Time tested. So we'll opt for the Leoric ban. That makes sense. Calamancy in chat mentioning that D.Va is good here too. Oh yeah, D.Va definitely a strong hero. We could see Sailor opt for it once again. We'll see if CCS want to get everyone's favorite Korean gamer girl off the table in this ban slot. Gonna opt for Junkrat instead. So they banned Mephisto in game 1. Mephisto quite strong on Infernal Shrines. And of course there's always the Mephisto plus Alexstrasza pairing that people enjoy so much. So that is an opportunity. I don't know if that's in Durotan's Couch's hero pool. We're gonna stick with Rhaegar Tychus. I think both still strong heroes for the Shrine, and we're already all warmed up on them. So why swap? It's already working. Last two picks here for Can't Connect stuns. One more frontliner for the off lane, or someone for the off lane. We see the Hanzo pick up once again, and Blaze, because Blaze is always the answer. How do we want to round this out for Durotan's in the off lane? Sailor always picks weird offlaners, so I don't remember. I'll bet it's D.Va again, because that just seems like what Sailor would do. Deathwing instead. Alright, fair enough. I don't know if Deathwing's got the wave clear that you want out of an offlaner, but maybe it's not so bad. Alright, let's take a look at these drafts for game number 2. So, Maiev Tychus for Durotan's strong, but relatively short range. Hanzo may have a relatively free reign in the backline there, given how limited Durotan's Couch's threat range is with a melee and a Tychus. Mal'Ganis definitely going to be able to cause a lot of disruption there. So we'll see how it goes. Having Deathwing to be unstoppable for the Mal'Ganis shenanigans, definitely a boon for Durotan's. We'll see if they're able to close it out in 2, or if CCS are going to be able to take us to a third game in the series. Here they are in the left, in blue once again. We've got Shredded Wind on Blaze, Eric on Hanzo, Ghost Dunk playing Sylvanas, Slick Rub on Lucio, and once again, those are characters playing Mal'Ganis. On the right side, we've got Wildcard on Johanna, Fade on Maiev, Idioms on Tychus, Sailor Twift on Deathwing, and Yanners rounding it out on Rhaegar. So checking our level 1 talents, we've got Target Practice for Eric, looking to connect Stormbow shots onto all of the members of Durotan's Couch, with Sylve opting for Unrelenting Torment, which is no longer a quest, but looks like a quest, once again, because of my outdated UI. Fade catches 2 with the Umbral Blind, but a great stun from Shredded Wind. Fade now in a lot of trouble here, but they've got the Vault of the Wardens. They'll be able to escape. Sailor trades a lot of damage there, but the rest of Durotan's have fared very poorly. So first wave goes over to Durotan's first, but Fade's Optimistic Engage. Oh no, are they in trouble? They're going to make it out. And Wildcard still has the trait available, so not under too much threat from the Mal'Ganis yet. Slick Rub checking in on Fade. Fade has already started up the siege camp with Naisha's Memento, which means CCS feels very confident to grab the neutral siege camp. Eric taking a fair bit of damage there from Idioms, who turns it around onto the Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis gets the sleep onto Johanna. Fade blinks in with less than half HP. Slick Rub takes a fair bit of damage there, but in the end they're able to escape without too much trouble. A lot more experience going over to CCS thus far. About a whole wave of experience missing for Durotan's thus far on minions. We've got level 4s on both sides here. Nothing surprising. We've got Haunting Arrows for Sylvanas, reminiscent of her old trait. Black Arrows, her old activatable part of her trait, as her trait used to be one of the more wordy ones. Importantly, CCS have been busy on this Bruiser camp, while Durotan's have yet to start up theirs. We'll see if Idioms and Yonners will be able to make it in time. Fade will be in range to help him out, and Ghost Dunk gets a little bit of progress done on bot port, up to 39 stacks on their baseline quest. Wildcard pops the trait, and it's a very sturdy shield thanks to the level 4 Hold Your Ground. But CCS get a real heavy lead on the Shrine. Sailor Twift still in the air. They'll land here now in the midst of CCS. Mal'Ganis in deep, but Shredded Wind working away on the objective. Up to 25 minions in favor of Can't Connect Stuns. Mal'Ganis taking a lot of damage here. It doesn't look like they're going to escape, and so that's First Blood and level 7s in favor of Durotan's Couch. Sailor Twift putting a lot of damage out there. And Lucio does not have the most potent healing in the early game. So CCS are going to have to take a little bit of time before they get healed back up. It's given Durotan's the opportunity to even up the count on objective monsters. Eric looking for a poke, does not find anything, and so Durotan's Couch will secure the first objective. Fade catches Ghost Dunk. Oh no! Hanzo able... Oh, Ghost Dunk is on Sylve. Okay. Has the Haunting Wave. They will escape. Shredded hits a huge stun. We've got Mal'Ganis on the backside as well. John Cena should be jumping here shortly. Shredded and Mal'Ganis might be in a fair bit of trouble, but John Cena focuses on structures now. I keep forgetting. Even with a hero in range. That one surprises me. Anything out of the ordinary on level 7s. Nothing too strange here. Black Claws for Mal'Ganis. That armor shred definitely gonna hamper the survivability that Deathwing enjoys with their armor plates. We're very even on takedowns thus far. Or I should say experience. Takedowns, it's 1-0 in favor of Durotan's, but the mercenary experience and slight minion experience lead are keeping CCS competitive. They're going to get a little bit of structure experience, though, and they keep sneaking that neutral siege camp in bot lane. So Durotan's has a little bit of maneuvering to do before they can cement a big lead. Of course, they're also just kind of waiting until 10. Can't connect stuns, are going to have to respect the Johanna a lot more once she has Blessed Shield available. Idioms lays into Mal'Ganis once again with the minigun. We've got heroics for Durotan's couch. It's Blessed Shield, Commandeer Odin, Bellowing Roar, Ancestral Healing, and Containment Disc. While can't connect stuns have opted for Bunker Drop, Dragon Strike. Oh, damage onto the Mal'Ganis. They will get the swap onto Wildcard. So, life swap goes off. We've traded Containment Disc and Blessed Shield for Dark Conversion. Dark Conversion... Yeah, Dark Conversion did happen. Another bug in my UI. Alright, that seals the deal. I've loved Spazzo's UI, but I can't use it anymore. It's too buggy. Either way, we'll see. It's 3v4 here in bot lane. Checking in on the top side, Fade has stalled Shredded from making the rotation down. Next Shrine announced here, spawning in the next 15 seconds. It will be Arcane for the bot lane. Neither team managing to get their Bruiser camp out in time. Idioms face checks the Mal'Ganis, but they're going to be able to escape without too much trouble. Wildcard rips the Blessed Shield. Mal'Ganis falling low, but they've got the life swap onto Sailor Twift, and Sailor's caught in the Dragon Strike. So that's the first takedown for CCS. A great mind control catches Wildcard. Ancestral will get them out in time. Blaze has free reign on the objective, and so without their Deathwing, Durotan's might have a bit of trouble stepping back onto the objective. A slight experience lead in favor of the blue team now. A great escape from Idioms. Wildcard still has the trait available, but they won't need to use it. Iron Skin will be... well, we're 39ing. I like this move from CCS. They've got Mal'Ganis to secure all but one of the objective monsters, while the rest of the team secures another siege camp for bot lane, increasing that pressure all the more. And there's no fort front wall here, so John Cena is a real threat. Deathwing eats the first stun, and we do have Odin, which will help defend at a healthy range. Wildcard uses the Blessed Shield. Ghost Dunk goes in deep here, and they will fall to Sailor Twift. John Cena still about a third HP there, but the teams are more focused on the heroes. Eric falling very low. Wildcard, one more auto might do it, but they're going to be able to escape. John Cena, last couple pieces of their HP. Wildcard is going to get taken down here. The cleanse, not enough. Mal'Ganis, do they have the health swap available? Looks like they're just going to be able to scoot out, and so CCS secure the first structure of the game. On the top side, Fade has been busy with this Bruiser camp, so some reciprocal siege damage. Definitely not going to net a full fort of their own. Sailor Twift has landed, and they're going to Cataclysm in. Do they have this takedown? Not with the bunker drop in range. Shredded likely to fall here. And Mal'Ganis, does he 1v4? I don't think he will. On the bot side, CCS have continued to push out waves, secure these camps. And so, despite Durotan's evening out their structure deficit, CCS still in a solid place tempo-wise on the map. Next objective will be in top lane, so a slight advantage for the red team. CCS no longer have their well to fall back to. A fish of a containment disc from Fade does not connect, however, as we are neck and neck in experience once again. Slightly more hero XP for Durotans, slightly more mercenary XP for CCS. And the pressure continues in mid lane. Mind control lands. Idioms, there's the cleanse. Dragon Strike. And Idioms gets caught, so has to receive the ancestral healing. Shredded connects onto Fade here. Sailor Swift still rotating in from top lane. Fade will be able to escape. Wildcard no longer has the trait, but they get a heal. What a great fear! Ghost Dunk might fall! Oh no, and Slick Rub caught in the containment disc. They're silenced, and Lucio will fall as well. What looked like an amazing engagement from CCS with a beautiful mind control from Ghost Dunk turns to ash in their mouth as Deathwing cataclysms in with a absolutely massive bellowing roar. Shredded Wind no longer has the bunker available. They will be taken down as well. Level 16s on both sides here. Idioms has stuck with their Q talents on 13 and 16. A very similar build for Fade as we saw from last game. Mal'Ganis unable to chase down Fade. But Eric, caught on an island, ends up falling. And that's Eric with an A and a K, as opposed to the Div B West player on Spooky Ghosts, Eric with a K. And a Div mod, I believe? Point is, NGS gamers, we're everywhere. I love what Durotan's Couch are doing here. Getting a little bit of early siege, getting that wall down makes this next Frozen Punisher all the more threatening for when their jump stun lands. I also like that they've got Fade soaking. Maiev has some of the best wave clear on their team and has a lot of safety with her Shade of Vengeance. Can't connect stuns. Will take this opportunity to get on to the mid fort. We're up to 120 stacks on Sylvanas' baseline quest. And they're not going to be able to secure the structure, however. So once again, Durotans immediately charge down top lane to start the siege. Here comes the first jump. It'll land onto Blaze. We've got the land from Deathwing. The fort is shut down. Sailor continues to zone CCS off of the Punisher, taking a fair bit of damage there. Where did that minus armor come from? Mal'Ganis trying to bait, knowing that they've got their health conversion available. Keep will fall. Wildcard dodges that mind control. Mal'Ganis gets the swap off. Wildcard in a lot of trouble, but there's Ancestral available. Bellowing Roar will go off. Idioms chasing down Ghost Dunk. Shredded Wind able to escape from Fade for a moment, but there's the containment disc. Slick Rub wants to get the cleanse, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get there safely. Shredded Wind gets the jet propulsion out to safety. So 2 takedowns for Durotan's Couch, but CCS hold without any damage to the core. Next objective will be in mid lane. So I'd expect to see Durotans use their power play to get as much of this fort front wall down as they can. They've got decent siege with this large wave at their back. Shredded Wind caught once again by Containment Disc, but Slick Rub has the high five available. Fade catches 2. Umbral Bind will not net any takedowns. A great cleanse from Yonners. Mal'Ganis is in range. The fear from Sailor Twift should get the rest of Durotans out. Lucio move speed could be a factor, but in the end, Durotans makes the escape. So they're able to secure the whole fort. They've got their Storm Talents online here. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing too surprising. Deathwing opting for Destroyer's Rampage once again. I say once again, it's a different Deathwing player, but be that as it may. Sailor Twift dives in, but immediately starts tanking the fort. A lot of their survivability comes from their armor. Oh, and they're going to take a lot of damage from the Dragon Strike as well. Already down to about a third of their HP. But of course, that is one of the big changes of the patch for Deathwing. They're able to fly back up very quickly and start that healing process. Mal'Ganis gets the stun on the Idioms. A timely purge from Yonners gets them out to safety. And here comes the Cataclysm in. Mal'Ganis taking a fair bit of damage here. They're caught in an animation. Oh, the dodge with Vault of the Wardens a little bit early. Mind Control lands onto Wildcard, but they've still got trait available. There's the stun onto 2. Eric gets the high five from Slick. Does Fade have one more Containment Disc? It's going to be a little too close to the wall for Durotans to chase it down. So CCS lose the Mal'Ganis, but they're able to secure Storm Talents of their own. The Arcane Punisher will pretty undoubtedly go in favor of Durotans here, but CCS stay alive for as long as they can. I like this grab on the Bruiser Camp from them. It's going to relieve that constant catapult pressure that they've been dealing with in top lane. And we can also take this opportunity to check on Sylve's stacks. Only up to 167 stacks on the baseline. Her first milestone coming at the 250 mark. So it's a little lackluster on the damage output before that mark is reached. No need to 39 it, as they say. Durotans are happy to get going here. Nothing too surprising. The only big difference is Alone in the Dark at 20. Night Rush reducing vision can be problematic. I believe that vision reduction works on Deathwing despite his being permanently unstoppable. Blessed Shield goes wide. Mal'Ganis taking a lot of damage here. They'll get the swap on to Wildcard. Wildcard doesn't have trait available. Farseer's Blessing goes off. Sailor Twift hugging on to the backline of CCS. And so they lose 2. Shredded Wind is going to fall. Mal'Ganis, can they escape? Wildcard wants to chase him down. There's another Dragon Strike from Eric. They get a lot of cooldown reduction from their level 20 Dragon Awakens, but it looks like that's going to do it for game 2. We've got a Siege Camp connected. Catapult, not quite there, but it should be it. A 5-hero wipe, and that will do it. CCS able to take it in 2 games. GG and well played once again. A strong showing from the red team, winning on both of their battleground selections. They looked very comfortable on the Johanna Rhaegar Tychus combo, one that I'd expect to see out of them a fair bit more for the rest of the season. They're pretty straightforward heroes. They're hard to go wrong with, and we can see exactly how powerful they are in these last 2 games. The takedown count kind of tells the whole story, 15-2 in favor of Durotans. They were able to get a lot done on objectives as well, so they were pretty firmly in the lead for the whole game. As we show off the talents here, I'll also start the process of wrangling an interview. So I'll reach out to the winner. And in the meantime, and in between times, we can take a look at our little post-game series. We saw the new Pinnacle heroes, not all of them, but many of them. We saw how potent Deathwing is, especially in Game 2. Eternally Blue in chat mentioning that Deathwing kind of farms here, and indeed, Deathwing kind of farmed. A very strong showing. And one that I'm sure the rest of NGS won't soon forget. So it's not just a Storm League ban. I think it's fair to say Deathwing, if played by your opponents, is definitely worth considering in the ban department. Excellent, and we should be getting an interview here shortly. Excellent. Let me just head over to our interview scene so everyone can hear your lovely voice. Welcome, GGs. How are you feeling watching Durotan's Couch secure the domination?
Great game.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I'm curious, is the Deathwing pick something that you guys have been working on before, or is that something that Sailor has been experimenting more with since the recent changes? Is that like a new hero to the pool, or is that just tried and true and now it's strong?
I know Sailor a long while ago, it's like maybe year and a half ago, was doing a lot of Deathwing, and he kind of fell off with it, so I imagine he's returned to it with the changes to kind of see what's up.
And Deathwing is indeed what's up. I think we can say definitively after that Game 2 on Infernal Shrines. Map picks for Durotans in both Games 1 and 2. Dragonshire, when you saw CCS's non-standard triple frontline comp, how did you expect those rotations to work out? You know, like, did you predict it to be Thrall offlane, Deathwing main tank? Like, did that throw you for a loop as a spectator?
Yeah, it was a little interesting. I was intrigued of what their plan for tank was, but Deathwing kind of surprises me because his CC is just kind of delayed in my opinion, so it's like hard to use him as a tank. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't played much Deathwing, but not what I expected. But did find it interesting.
Yeah, and to be fair, CCS looked very potent. You know, all of the takedowns were going in their favor until basically that last team fight when Wildcard, Yonners, and team kind of played out of their minds.
Oh, yeah. There was definitely points where I was like, oh, Couch is in trouble. But yeah, great final team fight.
Absolutely. The Ancestral going off just in time, some key blinds and stuns, a great bit of damage from both Fade and Idioms. It was a awesome way to end Game 1. And then Game 2 did not feel as much of a nail-biter. The composition that got put together definitely felt potent. The Mal'Ganis, once again, the non-standard tank pick, kind of throwing me off. Although they got all of their conversion casts off, I don't think they were Dark Conversion was interrupted once. So
Yeah, I didn't see it get interrupted, I don't think.
and they got a kill on Deathwing with it at least once. That plus the Dragon Strike. So there may be some sauce there. There may be some juice there.
Oh, the Dragon Strike shredded Deathwing a few times.
All right. Well, we're still early in the season. What are you and the rest of the couch looking forward to for your run? Do you like your guys' odds in the div? How's it all shaping up, do you think?
I can't wait to be carried from the bench to get my nice NGS pin for my second season win doing absolutely nothing.
Heck yeah. I love it. I love it, Noble. Well, this is your first matchup against CCS, but you guys face off again later in the season because it's double round robin. How much do you think the scouting from this first series is going to play into the second one? Or given how weird the drafts are, is it anyone's guess?
If I know some of the people I know on the couch, I know scouting often plays a big part. But then, yeah, with kind of a bit of a shake-up with the last patch, who knows? Like, maybe new stuff will still come up, and we'll have to see.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'll let you get back and celebrate with your team. Before I let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs you want to give.
Shout out to Goku. Big fan. Big fan
of Goku. Big fan.
He is the reason the couch is so good, as he's just been coaching them so much with his amazing skills. Like, oh, if he wasn't coaching this couch team, they wouldn't be doing anywhere near as good.
He's the reason I'm in NGS. True story.
Yeah. And beyond that, I guess shout out to you for the amazing cast. I always love when I see a sound cast come up.
Thank you, Noble. Really appreciate it. And thank you for the interview.
Bye.
Take care. So there you have it. Another domination in the long line of dominations between these two teams. This time it goes in favor of Durotans, and they secure a comfortable lead. Lifetime 3-4, or 3-1, in favor of the couch. That's going to do it from me, for me, here. I'll do some shoutouts of my own before I sign off. First and foremost, to all of you who tuned in, it's always a pleasure to have folks show up and cheer on these teams and support this league of ours. If you are new to the idea of an amateur league for Heroes of the Storm, you should come check out the Nexus Gaming series. We've got information on where to find them below. And a huge shout out to all of the volunteer staff of the Nexus Gaming series. We wouldn't be able to play this excellent game in an organized fashion without their hard work. So a big thank you to them. And last but not least, a huge shout out to all of the artists, musicians, and programmers whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without their contributions, and you can find links to all of their work below. Please do go check it out. It's all open source or Creative Commons licensed material, so if you've heard or seen anything that you like, it could be in your next project as well. Until next time, friends, good luck and have fun out there. Peace and love.